Hello, welcome to the final day, day 10 of the XD Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Elizé. Hey, everyone in the chat. I see you guys talking about it being the end of the week, but Laura says it's her favorite day of Adobe Live. So what about that? How are you guys feeling about the week? Has it been challenging? Has it been fun? Has there been any particular exercises that you've enjoyed more than the others? And if you completed all 9, oh my gosh, congratulations. If you even just completed 1, great for you. And even if this is your first time joining in, let us know in the chat if you're just joining in for the first time, checking it out, haven't even tried any designs yet. That's totally okay as well. So I am an Adobe XD Enterprise instructor. I also create content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all about making design education easy to understand and easy to learn. And as you can tell, I'm wearing my pajamas because it's Pajama Jammin' Friday. And who knows? Sometimes I sing a little bit, sometimes I dance a little bit, and sometimes I'm just hanging out in my pajamas. That's what happens. It's Friday. We're ready to relax. Who is ready to relax in the chat? I can hear you guys already talking about it. Hey, Paul, and hey, Sam, and hey, Cody. How's it going? I'm also going to just drop some links in if you guys want to stay connected to me. If there's any outstanding questions that you have as well, or you want to upload your work on any of the social media channels and share it with me, I would absolutely love that. You can find me at Elizé_UX. All right, let's take a look at my screen here. This is the page where you're able to enroll and view all the challenges. Big blue button is where you're able to enroll. And although technically today is the end of the challenges, you still have an additional 2 weeks to complete them. So this is going till December 10th. So you can upload your designs into Discord, still continue to get feedback, maybe even refresh some of your designs that you've already done, maybe make some changes to it, upload them again, start to build upon your portfolio, keep improving upon it. Laura is ready to relax somewhere in the wild. Hey, me too. I'm going camping. I'm doing a little solo camping with two dogs. So I'm excited about that. So down below here's where you're going to see all of your challenges. Today we're at the end here, the animated chat. We're going to use Lottie animations. We're going to talk about components. And get started is where you're able to download the design file, the XD file that I'm sharing and showing you through this stream. You're also able to download Adobe XD for free right here and join the community, Discord community right there. Discord is where you're going to be able to upload all of your designs and get feedback from other people, feedback from other mentors, other people in the community, and give feedback as well. I also been putting all of the presentations that I make right here in tips and tricks, so you can access that, and feel free to check out the other channels in here, like ask a question if you have an outstanding question as you're designing, etc. Feel free to do that. All right, who's wearing their pajamas with me? Anyone wearing wearing theirs? Am I alone here? Let me know. So this is the Adobe XD design file that you guys will have. And like I said here, where the challenge prompt is, we are going to use Lottie animations with component states to create little emojis for an interactive chat experience. I'm going to, of course, give you a tiny short 2-minute presentation on animations today. So 2022, we're just going to continue to see these delightful animations that make us so happy, and we're going to be using Lotties for those today. So when do we use delightful animations? Something that's just really fun and engaging and entertaining. Well, this helps us to draw attention to our products, maybe giving a really great first impression, right? And making our products much more memorable and more shareable. So for example, this is when we did earlier, was this like day number 3 or 4, something like that? We did onboarding. And so this is one of the first things that your users might see on your app. So we can make a really great, delightful first impression with our animations. But we need to make sure we make our animations meaningful. So we can have delightful animations, but we also want to ensure that they're also functional. There's an actual purpose that they're there for as well. So for example, like this is a loading. We have to have something where, we have to have some loading at some point. There's going to be some loading time. So why not make it a little bit more delightful? So this is both functional as well as delightful. We don't want to be designing and having too much animations all over the place where it's distracting. So let's look at the little animation we're working with today. I thought this was a fun exercise. When you have this opportunity, feel free to give a conversation between yourself and maybe someone or something or anyone that you would want to have a chat with. For me, I chose to interview a vampire. And because I would really love to do that one day, right? That's someone I would want to chat with. So I'm chatting with Jess the vampire. I'm wanting to ask her questions about what it's like to be a vampire. She's talking about how she eats animal blood. She drinks animal blood. And then I can add a sticker here, and I add this sheep. I'm like, oh, they're this little sheep. And it's a little bit of a delightful experience, right? Especially these kinds of emojis or stickers that we can add. But feel free to have fun with this yourself. You're making these designs to be more personal to you. So something for me that made this chat experience while designing it more engaging for me was to think about an actual conversation I would love to have. All right, Laura's in her pajamas. Okay, we got one other person ready for pajama jamming. Let's get into it. Let's get into the design here. So I've already laid out just a few layers here. So I have my heading, and I've got my face and the time as well. But what I want to add are these little chat bubbles. And you can see that I have a little corner on them, but the other ones are all rounded. So I'm going to talk about that first. To create a shape, I'm going to use the rectangle tool over here on the left-hand side, or I can hit R on my keyboard for that shortcut to create my rectangle. But I want to color, and I want to change that rounded corner. So let's start with the color in here. I've already added into my document assets this purple color that I want to use. You can also change those over here in the right-hand side in your property inspector, change out that color. I'm going to get rid of this border, but now I want to change the corners. Right above where their color is, on the right-hand side, we're seeing these two options for the corners. So this is the one that's defaulted right now. If I wanted to change this to 10, now all sides are 10. But if I want to just change one side or a couple of the sides, I can then select the one right next to it. So we have 10, 10, 10, 10. If I click into this first one here, I see the left corner is highlighted. So if I make a change to that one, it's going to change that left corner. But I want to change the right corner. I'm going to make it a 0. So now you can see that it's pointing right here towards me. Cool. Feel good? Feel good? Carolyn says these are Rockin' Philip Lim worthy PJs. Okay, I'm rocking it. So from here, I'm going to add the text. So you can add T for text in order to place some text down. So T for text, and this time I'm not just going to start typing. I'm going to make the area where I want text to go. So I want it to land there, and I can type away. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste what I wrote earlier over here. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to make it white text. And something I want to share with you, feel free to skip this if you're brand new and you're like, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. But if you are wanting to kind of learn a new feature with XD, we can use something called padding. So if I have these two layers selected, I can then make it into a group, right-clicking and making it into a group. Once something is in a group, I can then enable a feature called padding. Over on the right-hand side, in my property inspector, I'm going to select padding, and then you can see that there's these numbers over here, 15, 16, 14, 14. What does that mean? Well, it means that over here, there's 16 pixels between my text and the outside layer. Here's 14, 15, and then 14. So that's what it's indicating here. And I'm just gonna make them all the same. I'm gonna make them all 15 between one another. And then what this allows me to do is, let's say I want to add some more text in here. So I'm gonna like type some more. Now you can see the background padding just adjusted to that. So the background layer still has that padding 15 pixels. So it just saves me a bit of time, especially when I'm repeating this over and over and over again, which I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna select this, copy it, and then paste another version of this. And I am now just gonna change that rounded corner so that it's the left side now. Or so the left side is the pointier side. And I'm changing this color here. So the reason why we want to change that color out from purple to this lighter color is so that there's a clear differentiation between what you're saying and what the other person is saying, right? So you can clearly see that. So you'll see that this is pretty much a standard practice for any sort of chat messenger site that you see out there. So let's change out the text. Let's use this text instead. So my vampire, Jess the vampire, is like, what do you want to know about being a vampire? So I'm going to paste that in there. And you see the padding just adjusted. Oh, feels so nice, doesn't it? Hey, Thacom. Hello, how's it going? Hello, Paul. How's it going? No worries. You don't need to have any, no pajamas necessary to still enjoy today's workshop or today's I don't know why I said today's class almost. Today's class. Today's fun stream is what I meant. I'm so glad that you are helping support with emergency services. Thank you, Paul, for doing that. All right. So then from here, I might just like copy and paste these, and I can change out the text more later on. I'm going to throw in an image because I ask her, you know, like, what do you eat? What do you drink? And she's like, I drink sheep's blood. So I am going to make a rectangle. And if this is your first time in XD, when you make a shape, whether it's a circle, square, star, anything, and you place it, you can place basically any image within that shape. I'm using a plugin for my images called Free Stock Search. And with this, I'm going to look up sheep. I'm just going to select it to paste it in there and remove the border. Okay, but you can also just drag and drop any image. You don't have to use a plugin in order to start playing with bringing images into your screens. Okie dokie. Let's actually make all sides rounded there. We're ready to move on into this guy with our little stickers. So cute, right? Okay, so let's get into Lottie's. I'm gonna actually select all of these, my whole chat, and I'm gonna right click and make this a group together so I can move it. We're gonna see why in just a second, but I'm going to make another version of this screen. But in this version, I want all of this to move up. Because look at this guy. When I bring in this stickers, it's also going to move up. So here you're seeing, okay, well, that's all over. It's on top of the toolbar or the little app bar up there. So what I need to do is go into my layers here, and I just need to make sure that this group is on top of the other one. So the layers, the layer order matters. This is on top of that, all the little chat there going on. All right, so from here, I want to also move this up. Ooh. So if something is like, I want to move this group together and this little guy is like not going along with it, you can just make sure you group everything together in order to move it with one another. I'm going to label this. You can label your groups as well. I'm going to label this chat bar. If you're lazy like me, I sometimes just don't label my groups, and and whatnot. And it's okay sometimes, you know, but if you want to be a little more organized, maybe we should. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a rectangle here. And I'm going to use this like light color. Does anyone have any ideas as to who you're going to create a chat with, or who you would want to chat with? Like, it could be a person who's dead. It could be a character from a movie. It could be a Marvel character. Is there anyone you would love to have like a direct message chat with? Let me know in the chat. So I have this background area for the stickers, and now I'm ready to place those animations in. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rectangle, R on my keyboard, to create that rectangle shape, because I want there to be constraints for where my animation is going to be plopped into. The plugin that I'm using for this one is Lottie, and we used this one, I think, in our first real challenge about a week and a half ago. So we are going to be using the LottieFiles for XD plugin. And I'm just going to look up animals for now. Let's just do that. See what kind of cute. I always just love I love animals, so it just makes me happy, like this floating guy, floating sloth. And I'm just dragging and dropping into that shape. So now it's if I didn't do that, you can still drag and drop a Lottie into your design file, but then you're just going to have to kind of like resize it and whatnot. But if I just have that shape, it's just going to go right into that, and then I can just maintain that same shape for all of them so they're the same size. So, Laura's going to have a conversation with Keanu. Okay, Keanu Reeves. I would also love to have a DM message with him as well. Not going to lie. Unicorn is asking, I was just asking if you guys, who you would want to talk to if you could have a DM message with someone. Elon Musk. That's a really good one, Chris. Paul would talk to the founder of Adobe. Oh, no. There's my dog. There's my dog. Oh, no. We have a second dog today that is new to the household who's barking outside. And so now my dog's like, yes, we should bark. So what I want to do here now is once I have my little Lottie inside, I'm going to get into the layer with my actual Lottie by going into where it has that little play button over here. That means I'm in that specific layer. Then I can make adjustments to the Lottie. And the adjustment I want to make over here is you can do some different stuff. You can play it on tap, play it automatically. But the thing I really want to turn on here is the loop playback. So it just continues to play over and over and over again. So this is the other little trick here. If you are going to be repeating this Lottie over and over and over again, the same shape, and you want it to loop, a little trick to this is to make it a component. So I'm going to right click, make it a component, and I'll show you why this matters in just a second. But now I'm just copying and making instances of that component. And what that means is that all of these components, they're all going to already have that loop playback over here. It's already turned on. So I don't have to turn it on every single time. Like if I'm doing 6, 8, 10 of these, I don't have to keep doing that same thing. Or if I turn it off, then all of them will be turned off. It just makes it easier to adjust all my little Lotties. Anyone remember what was it? I love you, Lottie. Love you, Lottie. That was the new little term for, I think we talked about during our, the first time we talked about Lotties last week. Look at all these Lotties. They just make my little heart so happy. Let's play it. Make sure our Lotties are working. Oh, there they go. Oh, my little coffee man just doing a little jog. Oh, so cute. Okay. So, okay, from here, what we want to do is let's start getting into prototyping and animating this. What I want to do is let me show you this. You're going to see my chat move up when I play it. So the chat is moving up when the sticker comes up. So see that movement? I want to create that. So in order to do so, I'm going to go into prototyping mode over on the top left corner. And I'm going to just select this particular layer with the sticker. And I'm going to drag the little arrow over to this artboard because I want it so when someone clicks that sticker, they're going to go to this artboard. So if I just did a basic transition, watch the difference here. If I just do a basic transition, actually, it's not that bad. It kind of looks like it has some movement, to be honest. It doesn't really look that bad, but you know, we're going to still turn on auto animation here. Let's see if it really visually looks like it makes a difference. Oh, a little bit. I see a little bit. Yeah. Typically, it makes such a big difference when you turn on auto animate. For some reason, this transition kind of is fairly seamless on its own, but that's okay. So let's now create this screen here. So I'm going to now copy this and paste this over here. What I'm going to do is take this group and move it up. Again, I need to make sure this layer is above so that it's still on top. And then I'm just going to take this. Who should I take? I'm going to take my little coffee man because like he just made my day. And I'm just going to bring him over here. And then I would also need this. And then from there, what we can do is we can select and go into prototype mode. We can select this coffee and drag that little arrow over here. And this time I'm just going to do basic transition. We don't need to do an animation for this. Oh, little coffee dance. Ooh, do, 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 do. See? Pajama Jam and Friday. See, I always end up singing a little bit. Da, da, da. So Paul's asking, how can you ensure animations are accessible for all? I mean, there are ways that you can make sure, I forgot the name for it, but you can put in, you can ensure that there's a description of what's happening for each of your Lotties. If this isn't something the designer would be doing, but more in development, so that it could at least say, describe coffee cup dancing around with coffee above its head, so that somebody maybe who can't see can actually still hear what's happening there. So that is an option that you would have to chat about with the development team to make sure that that's the case. It's the same with images as well. If anyone remembers what that is called, for some reason it's leaving my mind, about making sure that you have those descriptors for your images as well. Okay. So let's see it all put together. We've got this screen. It's like little stickers. And then we have this one. Yeah. Coffee man. Maybe this time Jess is like, oh, I don't drink blood. I drink coffee. Or maybe she's asking me, what do you drink? I'm like, I just drink coffee. No sheep's blood. Not for me. Not today. Alt text. Thank you, Laura. That's what it's called. Alt text. So that is something to explore for your animations. So let's talk about how we can share our designs now. There are a couple of ways that we can do it. If we just want to share the visuals of our designs, we can select these different artboards, or select all of our artboards, and we can select File, Export, and Selected in order to export those as images. Okay, so that's option one, and you can export those, or if you want to show your animations for anyone who has a Mac, you can play it, and then you can hit the recording button here, and then you can play your interactions from here, and then you can stop the recording and then save that video. Then there's option number 3. If I select these 3 artboards, I can then click this little share button, and this only works when you're in design mode. Okay, so if I select my artboards, I click this little share button. Elizabeth Mox loves my ombre hair. Thanks, girl. I've been working on it. I did a blue, purple, pink this week for some fun. Little rainbow action in your life. So from here, there's 3 options. I'm going to select this link copied, and I can just copy and paste that link, and then people are able to see it. I can share it within Discord. But the other option you have is to directly upload from here into Behance. So I can also select this Behance, and it's going to open up Behance, and it's already going to start a case study or project for me. So here it is. Now, if I want, I can add some text to it. I can also, most importantly, go into settings and then go into XD Creative Challenge in order to make sure that people can find me through that tag. I wanted to end today by looking at just a couple of projects that people have uploaded from the last few weeks. Since this is the end. This is the end of our 2 weeks. So sad. But don't get, okay, we still have a couple more weeks to hang out and create together, but just saying. Let's take a look at Yu Yang's mobile design. I like this. Yesterday was mobile first design. I love that she has both the desktop and the mobile version out there. We are playing around with the responsive resize feature in XD. This looks great. We have from Mitch, I think this was day number 4, was it? I think this was onboarding. We were using Lottie's as well for an onboarding experience here. So cute, so playful, so delightful. Great job. And let's take a look here. We have Muhammad. Oh, we got the new morphism. Yes, this is, I think, day 3 or 4 as one of those. Great job. Those really feel like they're like inside the screen there. Great. And then finally, we've got this design. We have beautiful watch design as well from Annie Yang. So if you guys are just seeing this for the first time, these are what you have to look forward to. All right, so good to see you guys, and have a great weekend. Bye.